my friends, and welcome back to my channel for another tarot pick a card reading. So today's video, I am asking you guys to make sure you are tuning inward, getting yourself as open as possible. This reading is going to be all about what advice you need to hear right now. So if you're watching this right when it comes out, entering the new astrological new year, today being the equinox in Aries, this is a great time for us to get the advice that we're looking for, but also be open to new advice since we're already completing a cycle right now. If you're new to my channel, welcome. All sorts of videos about how to live your best life and whatnot, utilizing tarot to do just that. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on the post notification bell so you know when I'm uploading next. Like I said, guys, this comes back to you and how open you are. So this reading is timeless, but just make sure that you're doing your deep belly breaths, you're getting yourself into a receptive mode. I have a whole video on that if you'd like to watch it, but otherwise let's get started with our group 1, group 2, and group 3. Timestamps are provided below. Hi group 1, so to get started with your reading about what advice you could use right now, 2 of Swords in reverse, we have the King of Wands in reverse, the 8 of Pentacles upright. So just going off of the tarot cards, what I'm seeing right now is this is obviously a very emotional time for a lot of people, but I feel like you specifically are channeling this energy or being guided to channel this energy into perfecting your craft. I actually talked about this on my Instagram if you follow that, but this time you can use it for anything. You can use it to just observe your thoughts, observe your feelings, or to do things that you've been putting off, or like I said, to perfect your craft. And I feel like this is a time that you are being guided to do just that, because this 2 of Swords energy right here, this is like a moon in Libra type of energy. So if you are familiar with the moon in Libra, I have my moon in Libra, this is a good reminder that you can be passive in a lot of situations, and that's okay. It's okay to just observe sometimes, and I feel like that's something that you should allow yourself to do more, because, you know, ultimately you'll see what's worth your time, and you'll see what craft you would be perfecting in that time. Now, with this King of Wands here also, I just feel like you have gained a lot of wisdom and you're probably not applying it yet because you're still in this passive state of like trying to observe where your energy should go and where they would be most useful. So this is a time that it's really important to just notice how you're feeling, to get into that mindset of, you know, using your intuition to guide you and just really allowing yourself to decide what works best for you. But don't judge yourself too harshly on that. Don't be the judgment person in your mind. Be the observer in your mind is what I'm getting for you guys. But again, with this 8 of Pentacles, this is a very thorough, diligent, passionate type energy. So you're really being asked to embody the things that make you happy, because ultimately when you do things that fill you up inside and make you feel like you have a purpose and like you're serving some sort of cause, that's what brings you true happiness. And if you haven't gone down that route yet, if you're still just trying to figure out what it is that makes you feel like this inside, I feel like this is the perfect time to do so, and the whole isolation thing really works in your favor because of that. But looking into your astro cards, we have a sextile, opportunity, opposition, balance. So yeah, like I was saying, guys, I feel like there is a lot of understanding yourself that this is providing you. It's providing you with understanding where you can put balance back into your life and where it may have been off balance in the past. Because once again, that moon in Libra energy is constantly weighing your options, constantly trying to see the other side of things too. So if you're feeling really good, you notice that, you know, there's things that you can still work on, but vice versa, if you're feeling bad, you realize that, you know, you have a lot of good qualities too. So it's about finding that balance. And the more that you work on balancing, you know, the work that you do for other people and the inner work that you do just for yourself, the more you will find this opportunity, these opportunities that you're looking for that provide you with the stability I think that you feel comfortable with the most. Like, I think you are somebody that really strives to feel stable and to feel useful. So if you have to take some time out to just be yourself, that's not being useful. You're not wasting any time by being the person that needs to take a step back to understand what's going on. You're not wasting any time being you. So just keep that in mind. That's a very clear message that is coming out for you guys. And with the opposition, I just feel like it takes conscious effort. It takes this conscious awareness of maintaining balance and truly seeking it in situations in order for it to come. So that's a lot like this sextile is saying with opportunity. If you want to bring better insights into your life, you're going to have to initiate that change in your life. And that's something that the King of Wands knows. And so with this being reversed, I feel like you do know it, but you may not be exercising it. So really just trust the insights and the wide open doors that you haven't even looked into yet, as you may have imbalance in a certain area of your life. Now, I think everything is going according to plan. I think you guys will figure this out, so there's no need to worry, but just keep that in mind that, you can balance the scales. You can choose to find the easy medium in the situations. But with our oracle cards, we have easy does it. Again, with the balance thing, you guys are being stressed to balance whatever this is in your life right now. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of everything in your life. It feels, your mental patterns, the way that you are acting, the way that you are physically doing things in the world. I just feel like you have to really notice where you're putting too much effort in. Not too much, but just it's a lot more effort than I think the situation actually needs. So that's important to know. But then inner goddess is also right here. So this is very Virgo energy, I feel, as well. So if you are a Virgo, this could be the reading for you. But if not, embody those Virgo qualities. Because if you've ever seen a birth chart, you know that we all possess qualities of all 12 of the zodiac signs. So wherever Virgo is in your chart, I feel like this is probably the bigger area that's being lightened up right now for whatever reason, especially with everything that's been happening in the sky. It's really important to tend to the things that you can transform. Your energy, your emotions, your physical environment, changing around, the feng shui of your house or going outside. Like those are things that you can do personally to change the game and to bring balance. Now, it may not feel like the best thing to do. Like I said, I feel like you may be battling with these demons of like, should I go or should I stay kind of thing. Not so much like actually leaving a situation, but just like, should I put in the effort that I've always put into this situation, or is it time for a change? And I feel like it is time for a change, but you are going to provide the opportunity for change. It's not just going to come to you. You need to, take the steps in order to create balance in your life. And it's honestly going to take a lot more of you being receptive and just kind of chilling and really just focusing on the things that you can control in order for you to see all of this come into fruition, in order for you to start seeing the opportunities that are just waiting there. They're right on the threshold, kind of like they're waiting for you to open the screen door so they can open up the other door and like meet you where you need to be met. So that is the energy that I'm getting for you, group 1. I hope that helps you guys. If you have any questions or anything, I do have private readings offered down below. Check those out. My Instagram as well as everything else that I'm up to, I'll link down below. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now. Group 2, let's get started with your reading about what advice you could use right now. So for your tarot cards to get started, we have Knight of Cups in reverse, 7 of Swords in reverse, and we have the 2 of Wands upright. Similar energy actually to group 1, where it's kind of a should I stay or should I go kind of mentality. I don't think that this necessarily means to actually leave a situation, but it's all about your balance between, the collective and the individual. And I feel like that is something that is really being shown in this reading right now, is finding balance between doing too much, thinking too much, really just investing too much, and investing too little, or not caring enough, or being too passive. Those are sides of the spectrum that I feel like collectively we're learning to balance right now. But getting more specific with your reading, we have the Knight of Cups here in reverse. So this is being more direct with how you're feeling. I feel like this is what this card is trying to let us know, and this is the advice you're being given, is the more direct you are with how you're feeling and the way that you assert that into other situations, the way that you share that with other people, that sets you up for a whole different life, honestly. Because personally, from my own experience, just talking about these cards, I have been in a position where I didn't share how I felt very directly. I just kind of maintained that passive attitude for way longer than I should have. And then that left me to this kind of energy, which you guys have next, where yours is in reverse. But the energy of the Seven of Swords is like you're carrying so much of a load that it's like almost like not leaving enough for other people. And not to the point where, you know, there's even a possibility of there not being enough, because universal abundance, but I just have a feeling that this is a time that you guys really need to notice that when you direct your energy into certain places, even unknowingly, even in your subconscious, things will happen. Things start to pick up. So if you're in a job and you just feel like you're picking up all of the slack, I mean, yeah, it's going to feel very overwhelming for you. You're going to feel just like this guy right here, where you're holding on to too much. You have too many rigid structures, too many expectations about how life is going to be, that it's draining. It puts you in this really weird gray area, like it shows in this Two of Wands card, where you don't know which way to go. You don't know if this route serves you best or if this route serves you best. And it's kind of like I said, the individual versus the collective. Am I supposed to help everybody? Am I supposed to be a fucking slave to everybody? Sorry for my language, but I mean, this is like a passionate question that's, I think, like in your guys' brain, even if it's just your subconscious. Like I said, you know, be open to the idea that you can choose where you put your energy, how much you put your energy, and you'd be surprised that not many things would change in a bad way. That's something that I want to make very clear to you guys, that, you know, this situation, it just feels like too much. It feels like whatever you're doing is too much. There's not enough direct intention, direct focus to really, you know, make a decision at this point in your life. You're really just kind of standing there with this idea about how the world works and how everybody's treating you, and almost like stunning the way that you're able to move forward, because there's so many other energies like attacking you. Not really attacking you, that sounds kind of negative, but I just feel like there's so many energies affecting you that it just makes things a lot more difficult to move on. So your advice for sure is to definitely lighten your load in areas that you can lighten your load, and to be open to the idea that you have the opportunity to lighten your load, because I feel like you guys don't really see your own power in this situation, whatever it is. But I feel like this just, it comes a lot back to the way that you're thinking and the way that you have expectations about how the world is supposed to work. So looking into our astro cards, we have 11th house. We have Mercury. This is very, very interesting. So the 11th house is known for, you know, your friendships, group activities, organizations, cults, the internet, the future, but your hopes and dreams, your wishes, everything that you would ever want out of life is in your 11th house. So with Mercury here, I mean, this going back to what I was saying about the Knight of Cups, you're not being direct, you're not being clear about how you feel, and thus you're not being clear about what you want, because the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer, so it is a very detached approach to emotions, and that's kind of the energy that you're being guided to take on here. It's not being overly emotional and letting your emotions be what guides you. It's allowing your emotions to be present and to be heard, because, you know, even if they're really strong, I feel like they have a purpose. Like, you should share them, and that's just really how you're going to get what you want out of your life, because there's just so many goals that I feel like that you have that other people probably have and could probably help you reach. But if you don't talk about them, how is anybody going to help you? How is anybody going to know? So communication with Mercury here, I mean, like I said, talk about it, open yourself up, even to dialogue within your own head and with your relationship with self. You know, meditation, perfect time for you to get to that observer spot in your life. But there's no shade here, guys. What you are doing is great, and I feel like you're investing so much into whatever it is that you are worried about right now, or just really invested in right now. But it's going to take a lot more individuality for you to really be able to embody what you want out of your life. You know, you can't always run with the collective energies. You can't always serve other people, and you shouldn't expect yourself to do either or. Like, it's all about balance. If you're not in the middle, you're in the wrong. And that's kind of a harsh thing to say. It seems kind of extreme, but ironically true, that the more that you find balance in the middle, you have way more of a broad perspective knowing each side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important and very vital. But with our oracle cards, we have Undying Love and Go Outside. So yes, go outside always is a indicator to me that it is time to get grounded, to get yourself more in alignment with the things that suit your best interests. And normally for me to do that, and honestly what this oracle card really emphasizes, is that when you take the time to, go outside, connect with nature, connect with this universal energy, whether it's doing something through spirituality or just literally going outside and admiring the nature around you, it does something for you on an energetic level. It strengthens you. It brings you closer to this co-creating force that when you work with it, it works with you and it makes moves. Like, it really changes the game when you stop acting like you're doing everything and you have to do everything alone, because that's just not true. You are co-creating your reality with this universe. You don't create everything. You're not completely in charge of making sure everything's perfect, not even in, the mundane activities, but in life in general. There is this overpowering energy source, whatever you want to look at it as, that has an influence on you, whether you want to believe it or not. So this is a great way for you to connect with that and to trust in that more. Go outside, experience nature, experience things that bring you closer to a sense of oneness instead of a sense of separation. But Undying Love here also is just letting us know that this is a time, no matter what, to remove judgments, not be so caught up on our expectations or our belief systems, and to really just be open. Because when you express this undying love, you know that everything and everybody is deserving of it, regardless of what they've done, how much they've done, etc. It doesn't matter, because we all deserve love, because love is truly what heals. So if you treat yourself in this time with an abundance of love, I have a good feeling that you are going to be able to see all of these changes cultivate, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to give up these, strict expectations about how life should work. So I hope that helped you guys. I really think that this was a beautiful message. So if you like it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Share it with a friend if anybody needs some advice right now. But if you'd like to go more in depth with the reading, I do offer those all linked down below, as well as all of the other things I'm up to are linked down in my bio. So check it out. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you in a later video. Bye for now. Hello, my group 3 friends. So let's get started with your reading about what advice you need right now. So starting with the tarot cards, we have the Three of Swords in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Cups in reverse. So I'm feeling like this is very family related energy and a lot to do with the way that you were brought up to be. Now, this isn't as deep as it seems. I mean, everything I say on here is pretty deep, but what I'm getting at though is that you are significantly changing the way that you exist in this world, because the way that you've learned things to be taught you an extreme. It taught you part of the spectrum. This is something I actually talk about a lot on my channel. I have a lot of little coaching videos where I discuss the fact that we all go through things to teach us a lesson, to teach us, the emotional ranges of the scale, because ultimately that's where you find freedom, is recognizing that your emotions in all of their beauty, every different changing high and low, has so much beauty and so much to learn from. And I feel like you went through some things that taught you maybe a low, I'm assuming, just because they're all in reverse and they're not feeling the happiest when they're upside down. But I just have a feeling that you went through and weathered quite a storm, but this storm started so much healing within you that I don't think you would have gotten to if you wouldn't have weathered such a storm. So I extend so much love to you guys. I already feel just the intensity of this pile. So if you were going through something right now, I just want to let you know you were fighting your way through ancestral weight, things that, go way further than just you as an individual. So take note of that and be proud of yourself, because you're doing something important. Now, the Three of Swords here in reverse just show that there has been significant healing going on. Like I said, there's been a lot of wishes that I feel like weren't granted in your life, or maybe wishes that were granted in ways that weren't what you wanted. They weren't exactly things that fulfilled you or made you feel like things were going good. You know, I feel like maybe for a while you were manifesting things that were throwing you off balance to kind of show you more subtle areas that you were off balance. Now that it sounds kind of cruel and it's annoying, honestly, personally, when I've gone through it in my life. But I think that they serve such a higher purpose. Like I said, that you're going to come out of this being so strong and so stable because you know now who you are and you know truly what matters and you understand the fluidity of life to a point where I don't think many other people could unless they went through certain things like you did. So, you know, right here with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, this is what I'm talking about, being thrown off balance and just trying to really trust. I feel like that is the biggest lesson you guys need to learn right now, is all of this happens to show you that you are okay, regardless of what happens. You know, we go through terrible things in our life to kind of create that low point in that rock bottom, so we have more to go off of. It's not just the rock bottom, we have the entire galaxy above us. That's kind of what the rock bottom creates. So I feel like you have been substantially going through some things that have really shown you the depth of life and just how things really truly can affect you, and if they really matter as much as you make them seem sometimes, you know, as much as they do seem sometimes. Now with this Six of Cups here in reverse, there's some disconnect between you and your family line, and not in a bad way. I feel like you probably had to remove yourself from the situation in order for you to fully heal from it, and that's okay. You want to say right now, you should not let your family's patterns and unhealthy behavior destroy you. Don't let it eat you away. Don't let it change the person that you are. Let it transform you, but don't make it, you know, take away from your honor at all. You are still a great person regardless of the people that raised you and the kind of shit that they had going on. And that's something that it's important to know, because when you know that about yourself and you realize that hurt people and nobody's really truly to blame, including you, you need to know that right now. I mean, it's a free for all, really. You can move with this knowing that you're free to live the life that you want to live, and you can heal the things that happened to you that other people didn't heal. And that is beautiful. That is purity in its finest. And I feel like you wouldn't have been able to find this purity if you didn't experience the hardships that you went through. So this is extremely deep. I wasn't planning on going this deep with you guys, but this is something you guys need to know and hold on to, because that, I feel like, will bring you the peace that you're looking for. But astrology, we have Gemini and we have Virgo. Oh my Mercury. These are obviously both ruled by Mercury. However, Gemini is your learning curve, basically. It's all about where you started off your learning process and how you learn. You know, your third house represents your basic communications and kind of your first step into the real world, where you get to learn about relationships with other people and traveling to short places and your siblings and the school kids and stuff like that. Like, this is where you pick up a lot of how you're going to live your life. Now, the Virgo is the other side of Mercury, where, you know, it's not so much about the fast learning, it's about the reflection, about looking within, looking without, and seeing, you know, comparing and contrasting those energies. And that's a lot of what is happening right now in your life. You're being shown, you know, these belief systems that your family have had and that you've had throughout time. You just picked up because, you know, like I said, third house, that's just how you learn things, is from what you're around and what you experience. So to go into this Virgo energy, this is where you're alchemizing things and you're being able to transform and transmute this energy into healing energy, transcendental energy, where you are able to really pick up the pace of your ascension more than I think your lineage has ever been able to do in the past. Now, that is a very heavy weight to hold. This can be a very critical thinking kind of energy, where you're just constantly in this state of like, what's going on? Like, is this right? Is this wrong? Is there something I should switch? And that's where the compassion comes in that I was talking about earlier, is knowing that you are not to blame for everything, and that all of this is happening for a greater purpose. Holding on to that helps you zoom out and really truly be able to work into this Virgo energy of reflecting and understanding and, criticizing, but in a kind way. Just it's more corrective criticism about the kind of lifestyle that you can live and how maybe you can help other people too. I have a feeling that you're going to be able to come back and help your family with the things that you learn in this time, because you're meant to transform. You're meant to learn the things that you have already learned in this time. So applying them and seeing the benefit of them is pretty much the final step, and that's what Virgo understands. Looking in the natal chart, it's on the 6th house, so right before we cross the descendant, it's that final period before it's like, okay, I'm ready to merge. I'm ready to create something new with other people and that kind of energy. So this is not a bad thing at all. You guys are going through a major transformation that is allowing you so much more bliss that you wouldn't have had in your life otherwise. So we have quiet time and blossoming. What did I just tell you? I cannot make this up. So you guys are blossoming quite literally into someone who is coming from a place of pure intention, from a place of kindness and compassion and undying love. You will learn abundance. You will learn how to break through feelings and beliefs that nobody in the past of your lineage has been able to do before. And that is powerful. There's no other way to describe what you're going through other than a transformation. So take it for what it is. It's not as gruesome as it may seem at times, although we all know, especially with this 3 of Swords right here, it's not always pretty. It's not always clean cut and, done right when we want it to be done. But that doesn't mean that the process isn't worth it the entire time. Now, with quiet time, this is just a suggestion that with all of this Mercury and energy, it is extremely important that you are taking time to just do nothing. Literally, do nothing. Shut your brain off. Sit there and go into daydream land for like 10 minutes before you get yourself seriously into like a meditative mode, so you have everything kind of out of your system already. But quiet time, quiet time, quiet time. This is a need. It's a necessary thing right now. And collective energies too. I mean, we all need to take a step back to go within, check in with ourselves and honor how we're feeling, honor what's going on in our mind, because you matter. It always matters. And that's something that you're learning now, is the more that you think and believe and expect and just try to create certain things from already messy energies, you'll see that you won't get very far. You're not going to get the kind of relief that you would get if you just took some time to observe, be quiet, spend time with yourself, that kind of thing. So group 3, I hope this message resonated for you guys. If you want to go more in depth, I do offer private readings, all linked down below. But I love you guys so much. Thank you again for watching. If you want to hang out with me on other stuff, I have it all linked down below, so check that out. But otherwise, I will see you guys in a later video. Bye for now.